of this meeting today is to walk you through the portal functionality, business support leading up to and post go live of this TTC. We are offering 2 sessions, this one today and one on Thursday of this week. You only need to attend one. And we're going to go through all the slides and open up for a meeting for live QA at the end of the presentation. So some rules of engagement, please keep your mics muted, as this might cause some echo and unnecessary background noise. Everybody that have your mic on, please mute it. Thank you. Please do not interrupt the speaker. Like I mentioned, we're going to have the live QA at the end of the presentation. So if you have a question, please raise your hand in Teams. We're going to keep track of who is raising their hands for questions, and we're going to allow you to ask your question at the end in the order that the hands were raised. The chat will be monitored as well. So if you don't feel like speaking in the meeting, or you know, you cannot, for technical difficulties or whatever the reason might be, you can type your question on the chat, and we're going to be monitoring that and answering your questions at the end as well. Questions not answered during this session will be published in the website later this week, only if this question has not been already published into the FAQ page already. Any specific questions about the portal, we can go back to the slide on the presentation and walk you through or respond to your question on that specifics of the portal. This is our agenda for today. I will be presenting the safety and D&I moment. Nicor, as we always do, a safety and D&I message at the start of every meeting. We're gonna go through the background. Mary Lou is gonna present for that gas supply operation portal walkthrough, go live support, details on that, key reminders, and you know, we will continue with what we should keep doing after go live that we are doing today. And at the end, open for Q&A for all. Right, next slide, thank you. So really quick, safety message, some 5 tips on safety spring cleaning. This message are short and simple, but you know, they can save you from a very serious injury. Make sure that you always follow safety protocols, everything that you do. Next slide, please. And for the D&I moment, just a quick quote: we should indeed keep calm in the face of difference and live our lives in a state of inclusion, and wonder at the diversity of humanity. And with that, I'm gonna hand it over to Mary Lou.
Thanks, Maria. Hey, everybody. So I'm Mary Lou Grisenia. I'm from Regulatory Affairs. I've been asked just to kind of kick this meeting off and provide a quick overview or background and history on sort of how these changes came about. Now, I do realize it may be old news for some of you who've been involved from the beginning, but there's likely some new folks on the line, right, who might benefit from a little bit of this background. I'm just going to hit a couple of brief highlights, so then we can really move on to the information that you're most interested in, you know, the implementation activities and the go live support. So the first bullet on this slide references 2020, but this actually started with a regulatory proceeding back in 2017. So it's about 5 years ago when Nicor Gas filed for approval of a general rate proceeding, a general rate increase. And it was in that final order that the Illinois Commerce Commission directed Nicor to provide a study that assessed really the implications of how transportation customers utilize the company's on-system storage assets under the tariffs that were in place at the time. So we were ordered to include that study in our next rate case. So 2018, we filed another rate case and we included the storage study. The storage study really concluded that the daily storage activity and the storage cycling from the transportation customers and suppliers wasn't really in line with the physical operational requirements of our storage fields. So the study concluded that the issues should be further analyzed and tariff changes developed to alleviate those issues. So again, during that case, the company was directed to file these changes by June of 2020. Now, as you can see here on the slide, we've got the objective listed here. So when designing the tariffs, our primary objective really was to place all storage users under similar, fair, and equitable rules. Rules that allowed our storage fields to operate safely in a manner required by an aquifer field to maintain our peak day deliverability. So our emphasis was really on preserving the operational integrity of the fields for the long term, and then to also better align the rules governing their use among all users. So the order really was an 11-month regulatory proceeding before the Illinois Commerce Commission, where all interested parties had an opportunity to participate. In May of 2021, the commission issued their order approving some changes to the programs. Now, if you're interested in looking at all the details of the proceedings, the storage study itself, any kind of testimony or documents, they're located on the commission website. Get the address listed there, icc.illinois.gov. You can search by docket number. The docket number is listed there, 20-0606. And I think everybody by now knows these changes go into effect May 1st of this year. And as a reminder, the tariffs can be found on our website at nicorgas.com. You're probably out there often, reference that site. So I just wanted to provide a little bit of background again to sort of set the stage for any newcomers as to how these changes came about. But again, we're moving forward with the May 1 implementation, and this meeting is really to help provide you with the information that you're going to need to operate after May 1st. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to John Sanchez, and he's going to do a walkthrough of the new portal.
Good afternoon. I'm John Sanchez, Senior Analyst with Strategic Billing. Today, what we'll be covering is how to log in, the 3 types of reports that are available: group level, member level, and storage transfer detail, as well as how to export certain files or the types of files that are available. When you first log in to the site, you will be presented with the login screen. For those that do have or represent multiple companies, even though you'll register with one email, you may have a unique ID that allows you to log in to each company to view the data. Once you're logged in, this is the main screen that you'll land at, which is the welcome page. What you're seeing today is also directly from the source as well, too, is represented by the URL at the top. Once you're here, this is the page after the welcome screen. And right underneath the URL, you'll see reference to the 3 types of reports that are there. There's the group level report, member level, and transfer detail. One thing to note, as they go in order of group level, member level, and transfer detail as you see them, the URL will also slightly adjust to where, in this case, because we're on the group level, it ends in 1, member level will end in 2, transfer will end in 3. But from this screen, this is what will allow you to enter your parameters. Whether you're looking for a group or an account by transport ID, you can also search by account number, or you can choose to view all. Once you enter those parameters, the dates are also entered in a month, day, year format You would then select View Report. And then the report will actually populate in the web view. From here, you'll be able to gain information, daily storage rates, which are your injection and withdrawal parameters. Those will be available the day prior at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. You'll see the MVCQ for groups and accounts, SBS capacity, usage. You'll also see whether there's been transfers of gas in or out as either accounts join or leave, as well as your injection and withdrawal cash out tiers after cash out has been calculated. And the daily information such as that will be available the day after the gas day at 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. This is a continuation of the data that's on the report. If we could go to the next slide, please. Thank you. I think back one. Thank you. So it is a rather, wide report in terms of what's available to scroll the bar over to. But here you'll see inventory balance as well as a percentage of capacity, which is on the far right-hand side, as well as to the left, you'll have see the tier cash out levels. The month-end cash out, that will also display. That's going to be available the 2nd of each month at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. Within the report, for gas transportation only, some of the boxes may have a plus sign that you can expand on a gas day to see the members and how they contribute to the calculation of that cash out for the day, what their specific SBS capacity or MDCQ is as well. And then this is just to continue to show the further fields that are available on the far right-hand side of that expanded day as well. Next is we're moving on to the member level report, which is available just for gas transportation accounts or groups. Here the URL does shift to end in 2, so that's also, prior to seeing the name of the report, that can help to identify where you're at. Again, you'll enter the parameters as well, whether it be a group transport ID, your dates again, and month, day, year format. And then on the next page here, we have results. This happens to show month end right now. And what you'll see is the daily usage is 0 because it's a month end cash out, but you do see their MDCQ, SBS capacity, as well as their account name and account number. This is for gas transportation only. Again, go on to the next one. These are now showing where there's actual members of the accounts for a specific gas day, such as November 29th or November 28th here, where you do get to see what that daily usage is for each member. And we have a couple slides of this just to show a couple extra days. And here we're moving on to the transfer detail report. The URL here ends in 3. You would enter your parameters the same way as you would for the previous types of reports. It's just showing that screen. And here, this is a transfer from that involves customer select. And what you'll see are dates, terms, the reason, and the accounts involved. And that's available there. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna backtrack to the member level report just to highlight how you would see that transfer on a member level report. And so with this, the initial page that you land on, depending on your view, or if you just immediately download, you may have to scroll to the right to see the transfer in or out column, because it does appear further to the right. And it's right there in the column for the same 819 therms that you saw. But you don't have the detail of where that came from. That's the purpose of the transfer detail report. So when you see that data there on the date, you can go find out specifically what came in or out as it breaks down. And that will work for both customer select and gas transportation. From any of the reports on the next screen, we do have the export option, of which there's several formats available. There's Microsoft Excel, PDFs, comma separated values or CSVs. Can be done in PowerPoint, Microsoft Word as well. And then just a couple of the other items that are at the top. You have a file menu. From there, you either have a print or a disable preview option. The view menu, there is an option for print layout or web layout. The views we've been seeing all along have been web layout, which is the default. And what we're showing here is what the print layout would look like if you chose to display it that way on your screen for the transfer detail. Once you have your logged in, user IDs will last for 6 months to where the password may expire. They can all be extended. They can be extended in mass. If there's new users after implementation or users leave your company, that is managed post go live by the suppliers, and why we've asked for internal administrators as well as backups in our requests. The data that's seen within there are member counts, storage activity, daily storage rates, cash out therms, gas transfers, and storage balances. And then here we have the timelines, which we did discuss, but this is as it pertains to our implementation date of May 1st. That on April 30th at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, the daily storage rights will be displayed for May 1st. And then May 2nd will be available on May 1st, May 3rd available on May 2nd. The daily information from May 1st will be displayed May 2nd at 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time for the reallocation window. And then month end for the first bill period will be displayed June 2nd at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. And now we'll move on to Ferry Warren and Darren Lilly for post-go live support.
Good afternoon. I am Ferry Warren, the Manager of Strategic Billing, Gas Transportation and Customer Support. I'll walk through our post-go live support. Order-related questions will be addressed by the Gas Transportation Call Center. Our contact number will be 630-983-4040, option 1. Emails can be sent to g2support@southernco.com. Our hours of operation will be April 30th through May 14th. Our extended support will be weekdays from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, weekends from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, beginning May 15th, 2023, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Examples of portal-related questions will be if you're unable to log in to the portal for an extended period of time, timeout when loading data in the portal, and of course, unable to see all member accounts for usage for a particular group. So I will turn it over to Darren Lilly for NUM's post-go live support.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Darren Lilly. I'm Senior Rates Analyst. Handling the nomination desk situation for the post-go live. Nomination related questions will be addressed by the nomination desk. Contact number is 630-983-4040, option 2. You can also email gasexch@aglresources.com. The hours of operation starting on April 29th will be from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., 7 days a week, and continue on the rest of the year and going forward. Examples of nomination-related questions could be nomination system login issues, including IP addresses, timely and evening cycle nomination questions, nominations in the reallocation window, and supply cuts. And now we're going to have a whole group handle a bunch of key reminders, starting with Debbie Santos.
Hi, everyone. I'm Debbie Sandsborn, Manager of Capacity Planning. I think we shared in our last session, we wanted to go ahead and remind everyone again that we are planning to temporarily widen the daily storage parameters for the months of May, June, and July of this summer. The month-end storage parameters will remain as they are stated in the tariff, but the daily injection and withdrawal limits will be doubled in order to help minimize exposure to daily cash outs, as everyone becomes familiar with the new tariff rules and with the portal data and reports that John just reviewed in his slides. So the table on this slide shows the daily storage parameters for each of these months, May, June, and July. The two columns on the left-hand side show the daily parameters as they are stated in the tariff. And then the two columns on the right-hand side show what the daily parameters will be adjusted to, as I mentioned. Back to Darren.
I hope everybody missed me. Nominations will be accepted every day, including weekends and holidays. Nominations and reallocations are also included for the weekends and holidays. They are optional. So if you have a rolling nom for the weekend, you don't want to make any changes, and you don't have any cuts, you can let it go and have a great weekend. Support staff will be available each calendar day, including the weekends and holidays, to support. Should be available. Everybody needs to have at least one person available for contact for the close of day and order processes, which include pipeline cuts and title transfer cuts on your supply app. If no one is available and your gas supply is reduced, your market will be reduced pro rata. There is that new reallocation window, which will be open between the hours of 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. Central Time every calendar day. The nomination timeline, timely and evening cycles will not change. April 30th for May 1st nominations will be due by 1 p.m. And the evening cycle, you have up to 4 p.m. on April 30th to make any changes, any updates for May 1st. And when you go to the close of day, that's when the new allocation periods start. And May 2nd for May 1st, by 11 a.m., all supply reductions, which with the pipeline cuts and the title transfer cuts, must be completed, and everybody must be in balance with the market That way we can post everything in a proper order for your reallocation period, which starts again at 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. Central Time on May 2nd. And you will be able to make any changes to your physical end users.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's Teresa Best, Senior Customer Select Analyst. I'm just going to cover a few reminders for the Customer Select and Gas Transportation programs. The Customer Select 5-day forecast will not be provided after May 1st of 2023. Group change fees will be waived for group changes up to and including September 1st of 2023. So any group change fees will resume with group changes effective October 1st of 2023. Daily red customers are allowed to switch groups up to and including April 1st of 2023. Group change requests for daily red accounts received after April 1st will become effective June 1st of 2023. The initial setup of the GSOP, the portal users, will be completed by Nicor Gas based on the user request forms submitted. After that, user administration post-go live will reside with the suppliers. And then with that, I'm going to turn it over to billing to handle a couple of our billing reminders.
Transportation accounts moving from rider 25 to rate 74 will be calendar month bill. That means we will bill them from October 1st to October 31st, for example. Bill due dates are being extended. Currently, we're set to 14 days after the bill issue date. After May 1st, it'll be 16 days after the bill issue date.
Good afternoon, everyone. I didn't make the cut for the key changes, so they gave me a what isn't changing. So what is not changing? Open access is not changing. It will continue to function just as it does today. TCIDB files are not changing. They will continue to be available through Interact. The process of adding and deleting accounts from your pools are also not changing. Also not changing is the method in which we will share with you what the new MDCQs are, which we do via the MDCQ letter that is mailed out by March 1st of every year. You will still have the ability then to submit how many SBS days you would like by April 1st annually. And then the letters that come out as a result of that indicating how many days of storage you have been granted also will not change.
As far as billing, what is not changing is all gas transportation accounts will bill to May 1st of 2023 under the current tariff rules. The current maximum group size for gas transportation groups is 200 accounts. And any question regarding group member billing will continue to be sent to the gas transportation call center. And with that, we're done with the presentation and we're going to be open the QA session. So there was
John,
we have
a hand up. Yeah, John Pentazzi, did you?
Hi, yeah, this is John Pentozzi. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. I'm with PCS Nutrien. I raised my hand earlier because I don't have an account set up. I've tried to log in with every username and password combination, and I can't get into the account that John Sanchez was showing.
For the portal that John was demonstrating?
That's right, for the portal.
Yeah, that's not live yet. That was just a demo.
Okay. When do you know when the username and password combination will be going out?
So the username and password should be coming along to you guys sometime the next couple of weeks. Most probably around the 20th of April is where we are thinking we should be able to provide you a list. And then there will be communications from us on when the portal is available for you to actually log in and make sure you can actually log in.
Okay, thank you.
John Maley?
Yeah, Pat, thanks. I guess the biggest question we have right now is, do we have a date yet when the portal is going to be, available for us to begin utilizing, preparing for May 1, testing out the export functionality so that we can get reports and tie things into our systems. So, that we can kind of build out what we need to build out on our end to interact with the portal to allow us to do we, is there still up in the air when this portal is going to be available for us to log into? That's my first question.
I can take that. We are still on target for May 1 implementation, which means for sure you will have the portal available to you on no later than April 29th. But we are working with the TO organization to actually make it available the week of April 24th. So we will be sending out communications about when exactly that would be available for you.
I guess my only response to that is 1 week to allow us to work with it and try to get it set up on things that we need to do on our side. I mean, that's going to be really challenging. I mean, most of the time with new implementation of different EBBs, reports and stuff, there's a period of time that we get to, parallel with it. And so it is what it is. But I guess the other question I have is, we've been talking about this reallocation window. I'm assuming before May 2nd, we'll know where to go to do these reallocation trade. Is that going to be in the EBB system? Is it going to be in some other system, the portal? I guess, where is the reallocation activity going to actually occur? Is it an email we send?
This is Darren. Hey, that reallocation window, basically, you're just going to renominate to your end users as like it is the current non-process. So
Okay, so you're just going to be able to go back in, Darren, and just like basically kind of redo your noms after the fact. Is that right?
With your end users, yes.
You'll use the current data available on the portal to assist you with what you may want to reallocate. Then you would go back to the NOM system to actually do the reallocation.
Yeah, and this is John, and just to clarify, the portal it's a site that you go to get data. It's not interactive to where you can process any changes or manipulate data per se there.
Thank you.
There's a question from RJ Menard. How will we receive our daily nomination requirement? Oh, and then Teresa answered that. So the 5-day forecast will no longer be provided, but you will receive the daily injection and withdrawal parameters in the next gas day by 7 o'clock that morning.
Is somebody speaking?
This is John again. I'm sorry. Let me raise my hand.
Oh, no, that's okay. We just, you were kind of quiet, so we weren't sure if you were.
Yeah. No, I just thinking about the customer select, and maybe you have mentioned this, so I apologize. But like, I know we're going to see the usage in the portal. Will it tell us if usage is missing on a certain number of customers? So I guess this would apply to residential. It would apply to the the CNI transportation. Will we be able to tell relatively easy on there, do we have the full usage or are we missing pieces of it? And I don't know if I caught that when John was going through the slides there, if there's something that tells us, do we have the complete amount of usage, or if we're missing some, or is it going to be estimated, the missing pieces? So John, if you can clarify that or not.
So from a gas transportation side, there is a number of customers column as well as meters reporting. If you look at a specific gas station and you say there's an anomaly that you see, whether high usage or low usage, you can expand that. And then all the individual members' usage is available. So you may see something that's at normally high or low or even zeros. You know, and all of that when, you know, at least that I've seen when it's exported into Excel, you can sort to see that data there as well. But yeah, there's not anything that's going to jump out specifically and say, this looks out of order.
And so remind me, are all the residential customers in the choice program, they're gonna have daily reads included in that number for all the
Yeah, so when we provide you usage for the customer select pool, it will include all your, you know, whoever's in your pool. So whether that be residential, small commercial, even large commercial, whoever you've got in there.
right.
Yep, so their usage will be all rolled up to the pool level. Chris?
Hey, just to follow up on that one, it sounds like I didn't hear it said, but there will not be an indicator of a missing read. Like, so in the short flats, I believe you guys mark when an asterisk when an account is not reading properly. Will there be anything that is the equivalent of that in the new system?
So the DBS files will still be present. That's where you see that indicator within the portal. You can look for the data if you see where there's, you know, a discrepancy between the number of accounts and meters calling in.
So we should continue to rely on the files for that point of information.
No, but you'll be able to look within the portal. If you download it into Excel, you can sort a group, you can sort a day to find out everybody that has zero usage. You know, or sort it to find out, you know, what's the highest read on a day? Does this look right?
Thanks.
So the data is there.
So just to follow up on that, are you saying that it could, if a meter's not calling in, will it show a zero? So we won't know the difference between a zero usage and a not calling in?
No, so say a group has 5 accounts, you'll see 5 member counts, and then you'd see 4 meters calling in. So there you see the discrepancy that way. So it would tell you that one of those 5 accounts did not call in.
In that case, would we even see the 5th account, or would they just be not there? You know what I'm asking?
No, I know what you're asking, and then I will have to double back on that one.
Okay.
There was another question regarding whether we'll be providing or reporting forecasts.
Yeah, it just popped up in the chat. I've actually responded to that question. So so just to circle back. So in addition to the 5-day forecast that we are no longer providing, we're no longer providing the 30-day either. None of those forecasting tools will continue with the new program. So.
So following up on that, if y'all are not providing it, but you are telling us what our parameters are we creating our own forecast now?
Yes. Yep.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Teresa, this is Millicent. Are you sending out parameters each day? I may have not heard that.
Yeah, so at 7
Okay.
a.m., you'll just log into the portal and then we will show you your injection, your maximum injection and your maximum withdrawal parameters,
Okay.
as well as your SBS capacity and customer count, that sort of information.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Send out copies of Excel exports forward by the census sounds like we will have no access to the very end paper info.
Yes, we have data that we can send out with that. I believe they are also available on our website as well within a previous PowerPoint. But we can certainly make that available again.
Will there be another time period before they go live to look into the portal for those that didn't get a chance to look into the portal?
We're no longer doing any sort of testing or anything like that. So your next opportunity would be, as we mentioned earlier, we are definitely hoping to get this to you guys the week before. So at that point in time, you could, we're going to try to get everybody logged in and get access to it. Yeah.
That works. Thank you.
Thanks. April 29th.
Elizabeth? You might be on mute, Elizabeth.
Hello? Yep.
Okay, I wanted to ask about Customer Select. What percentage of customers in the Customer Select pools currently are reporting?
I mean, I think last I heard it is only like 2% of our meters or population that don't have the AMI devices on them. And Customer Select is only like 10% of our overall, 10% of our overall customer base is actually on the Customer Select program. So it is a very, very small amount of meters that don't have the devices on them. And for those, not for transportation, but for Customer Select, we are estimating usage if we don't get a read in that day.
Okay, great. But then, like the other pools, we won't know exactly who's not reporting and who is reporting.
Right, you won't
Will
know.
we know?
Yeah, all the usage is rolled up in an aggregate to the pool level anyway, so.
Okay, thank you.
So those customer meters that you're estimating for Select, once the estimate's in there, does that stay or do you true it up at the end of the month?
Well, so, I mean, that usage is, if we get an actual read, we'll update it. But keep in mind that that's to balance the pool every day. So you get your, usage, as complete as possible. But when we go to bill those customers, because keep in mind, Customer Select accounts actually bill on their own cycle day. So there is, they're going to be billed to if we actually do get an actual read, or they may be billed to an estimate if we don't have one available. But they do bill independently from the actual pool.
Any other questions?
The Adkins.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. My concern is you've switched everything over to a daily balanced activity. During the winter, we're going to have to forecast the usage for these accounts now, these previously monthly balanced accounts. And you've provided us with no historical data on a daily basis for which us to base our forecasts, whether it's a regression analysis or a same day type thing or what. You have been fairly sensitive as far as reducing storage tolerances, that kind of thing, due to the newness of the system. Is there any plan to reduce the balancing tolerances come winter? Since we do not have the historical data we need for all these previously monthly balanced accounts.
Are you referring to the month-end tolerances or the daily injection withdrawal parameters?
No, it's good. It got those.
Well, I'm
That's who called them. They were
talking about the cash out percentages and things like that. Because we're going to be basing our
They got my information.
forecast. We're going to be guessing at it initially, pretty much until we get some good actual usage data that we can use to come up with some type of a regression. And the penalties, the different tiers that you're going to have with the daily balance cash outs. Are you going to, is there any way, first of all, I guess, that you can provide us with daily usage data, since I'm assuming you've put in the daily read instruments. They're not all going into effect May 1st. I would have thought they've been there for a while. Is there no way you can provide us with daily usage data for these accounts that have been monthly balanced?
So, I mean, there's a couple of questions here. The first, as you mentioned, due to the newness of the program, the decision was made to widen the parameters for those first couple of months.
Okay.
Which your question is if you're taking a rider 25 account, but you still have daily information on, would we consider, or are we considering doing the same type of thing in the winter season? And currently there has not been a discussion to do such a thing. Then your next follow-up question then is, if we had a device on there during the winter, is that information something that we could possibly share? And I think this is going to have to be something that we just take away and discuss to see if there's anything at all that we could do to possibly help. But as of right now, we have nothing in the works for Rider 25 accounts that move to daily rev.
That's why we're doing it.
Okay. Anything you can do to help us forecast those accounts? Because I would think it would be in your guys' benefit as well. The closer we can forecast your usage, the better off your system's going to be. So anything you can do to help us out would certainly be appreciated.
Especially during critical days.
Yeah.
Okay, so we will certainly go and discuss that to see if we have anything available to assist. And we will get back to you and let you know what, if anything, can be done.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Sure. Does anyone else have any questions? John, do you have another one?
As Maria mentioned, I think they're gonna have the exact same content covered on Thursday's meeting. And if there are no other questions, you can ponder on any additional questions that you guys want to ask, and you can utilize the Thursday session as well. We have a couple more minutes for people to think through and figure out if they have any additional questions. At this point, it looks like we have no other questions. Thank you, everyone, for your time. As I said, please do let us know if you have any questions and if you're unable to attend the Thursday meeting. And if there is something that is not addressed in the FAQ, please send us an email and we will take a look at it and get back to you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.